Color adds emotion and mood to our design. It sets a tone and draws attention to or away from certain elements. Every color is made from a combination of red, green, and blue, or RGB. On the web, each of the three primary colors, red, green, and blue, has a value of 0 to 255, 0 being none of that color, and 255 being 100% of that color. An RGB value of 255, 0, 0 is all red and no green or blue. 255, 0 is all green. 150, 150 is part red and part blue, so a shade of purple. 000 has no color, so displays as black. 255, 255, 255 is all color and displays as white. With CSS, we can add color to most elements. The color property sets the foreground color of the element's content, which is often text. And as its name suggests, the background color property sets the background color of an element. We saw this in action when we styled the header of our resume page. Here's a tip. When debugging CSS layout issues, temporarily set the background color of the problematic element. That makes it easier to see the layout. There are three common ways to describe color in CSS. We can use what's called RGB function notation. Here we specify exactly how much of each red, green, and blue we want for our color. We define the amount using a number from 0 to 255, or as a percentage from 0 to 100%. Alternatively, we can use a predefined color keyword, such as white or dark slate gray. How do we know what these keywords are? Let's open a browser and navigate to the MDN site. Then type named color into the search box. Scrolling down, and we see the named colors. Cool! This certainly isn't every possible color, which is why we need additional ways to describe a color in CSS. Notice this odd value, called an RGB Hex value. This is the third way to describe a color. Let's go back to the slides and dig into that a bit further. A common way to specify a color is using an RGB Hex value, prefixed with a hash symbol. So what is hex exactly? We know how to work with basic decimal numbers. Here we have 100 numbers in columns from 00 to 99. And if we wanted a short way to represent three values, each from 00 to 99, we could append to three numbers. Here are some examples. The first two characters represent the first value from 0 to 99. The second two characters represent the second value from 0 to 99, and so on. But this doesn't work with RGB values, because RGB values need to represent numbers from 00 to 255, not 00 to 99. To represent values from 0 to 255 as 2 digits, let's consider another way of counting. Instead of counting to 10, which gives us 10 times 10 or 100 numbers, 0 to 99, we could instead count to 16, which gives us 16 by 16 or 256 numbers, 00 to 255. Perfect! But we don't have digits beyond 0 through 9. So we'll use letters to represent the 6 additional numbers. A numbering system based on 16 is called hexadecimal, or just hex. Now we have a short and easy-to-parse way to describe RGB values with 3 concatenated numbers. Here are some examples. The first 2 characters represent the amount of red, the second 2 characters the amount of green, and the third 2 characters the amount of blue. But lucky for us, we don't need to understand hex to use these values. Most color tools provide them for us. Next, let's jump into a demo and take a look. If you are enjoying this course, please like and subscribe.